Hi everyone, welcome back. More expanding brackets. If you want to go back and find, I have my videos in order. They'll be in order of expanding brackets 01, 01, 02. So the first one deals with the idea. Now we're just going to take it further with negatives all over the place. Makes it just a little bit more tricky. Just remember, I'm going to nag about two negatives make a positive. So if you had -3 or -3 times by -2, you get two negatives make a positive and 3 2s are 6. But beware the trap. Doesn't apply in this question, but -3, -2. Subtract 3, subtract 2 is not +5. So I always teach it as if I borrowed $3 off you and I borrowed $2 off you, I've borrowed $5. Now a lot of people watching can talk about the temperature. It was -3 degrees and it got colder by 2. It doesn't get warmer, it's going down further. So these are going down and going down, so it goes down to -5. I got videos on negative numbers. If you want to go have a look at those, you can look back to year 7 or year 8. I think I've got the videos there with negative numbers. Let's have a look what happens here. We're talking about in the last video about the distributive law, and all the distributive law, if we don't even know the word, it doesn't matter. If we talk about expand those brackets, there's a multiply between the 3 in the bracket. Why? Because people decided it a long time ago. So let's have a look what's happening. I tend to say this to people, ignore the negative on the minus. 3 times e is just 3e, so that's nice and simple. But it's got an extra minus, so that goes to -3e. 3 times 2 is 6, nice and easy. Nice to remember back at school. Myself going 3 times 2 is 6, and I got 1 negative and 1 positive. So 1 negative and a positive, it's not 2 negatives making a positive. 1 lonesome, I always talk about lonesome subtraction there. So people refer to negatives and subtract and minus. There's lots of ways of saying it. Let's go through another one, a little bit quicker if we can. That's a multiply. So if I cover over the minus, 5 times n is just 5n. Don't have to write the multiply in between. And then it's got a minus. So I've got 1 minus, so I write a minus. This one here, 5 3s are 15. It's got 2 minuses. What's the trap? 2 minuses make a positive. Unless it was -3, take 2. So that's a positive 15. Okay, this one here, a little bit more complicated, just like the last video. I've got an extra number in there to make it look a bit different. 4 times 2, we're going to multiply. 4 2s is just 8. It's got an x there. But it's also got a negative as well, or a subtract there. So 4 2s are 8 with the x. If you wanted to write it out in full, you can write 4 times 2 times x with a minus, and you can take your time. This one here is 4 3s is 12. And then all I do is look at how many minuses. That's a plus, that's a minus, 1 minus makes a minus. And there's the answer to the question. Now before I forget, you can't subtract those two. This one's got an x, that one doesn't have an x. Got videos on collecting like terms if you want to have a look at them, and it talks about that idea. So if you try to get them together, we try to collect like terms. Now this doesn't have an x, so I can't add it together with that one. No big details on that one. Just a reminder. So this one's a multiply, made it a bit different, made it another negative, put in extra numbers, made the letters the same. So what's a trap? People go, oh, okay, this is good, it's easy, and then they walk into a test and get it wrong. So 5 times 1 is just 5, and we put the number first, then we put the letter second. So number in the front, letter second. So then it's got 1 minus there, and this is a plus. It doesn't say plus, but we know it's a plus. So it's only got 1 minus, so that's a minus. So I can just go 5 2s to 10 and ignore all this if I wanted to. Some people though will look at it first and go 2 negatives make a plus. So they go straight to the plus. It's your choice which way your brain operates on it. Now we've got an e multiplied by another e. And remember, e times e is just e squared. So there's the answer to the question. Just be careful when I'm marking a question like that. I'll see that correct, I'll see that correct, I'll see that correct and that correct. But instead of putting a plus, they'll put a minus. So what's the trap? I'm going to put these little arrows in. I love my little red arrows. That negative or minus and that negative or minus, 2 negatives make a plus. Watch out for it. Try not to be the person, especially in my class, when they're doing in the next test, and there'll be some of those in there for sure. And you've got to be careful. I hope you're enjoying it. Thanks for watching.